is Inside Out.
Inside Out is presented by HTC, here to connect. And Magnolia's at 26th for good old-fashioned Southern comfort food, where Mama eats.
Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to Inside Out. Well, as most of you know, our name signifies that we go inside out of Horry and Georgetown counties. But as of this new year, we welcome Marion County to our HTC family. And since we're here in Marion today, we decided to start with the Baxley Farm, one of the best farms in Marion County. Let's do it!
This segment of Inside Out is brought to you by Magnolia's at 26th for good old-fashioned Southern comfort food, where Mama eats.
Welcome to Baxley Farms. We're in Marion, of course, and this is Neal Baxley. And I've been dealing with Neal on the phone trying to get this interview set up. He is one busy man. But that's because you do a ton of different things here on the farm.
We do.
Fill me in.
It's the 7th generation farm. I farm with my father and my brother. We grow organic tobacco, cotton, corn, peanuts, soybeans, beef cattle, and contract hogs. So we stay busy all year long.
It might have been easier for you to tell me what you didn't do. That's a lot of stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
But Neal, 7 generations, that's amazing. How has the farm grown over the years? How did they all start?
Well, I don't know. I can't really tell you what my great-great-grandfather did, but I know when my grandfather started out with mules, and then he went to a 140 tractor, and now we have tractors with GPS that go drive themselves, follow a line and drive themselves through the field. So we've seen a lot of changes in the last 100 years.
GPS, now that's the first time I've been on a farm and anybody's talked about GPS
Yes,
on their farm equipment. What does that help you do?
We use GPS to make sure all the rows are straight. We used to do this by hand. We had tractors with row markers, and sometimes you would get a little crooked, but nowadays we use GPS to make our rows straight. We use variable rate technology to spread fertilizer, to plant seeds. We do a lot of different things that they'd never imagined doing a couple 100 years ago.
You are right. And maybe that has to do too, Neal, with the fact that you studied civil engineering at the Citadel.
I did. Well, I got an education, but I always knew I was going to farm. Now, I don't do all this by myself. I farm with my father and my brother, and they work harder than I do. My brother runs the tobacco operation and organic tobacco, and that's a lot of hard work, and he does a great job with that. He also grows all the cotton and plants the cotton, picks the cotton. My father, he keeps me and my brother straight, and he plants corn, runs the combine, picking corn, soybeans. It's a team effort, and everybody works really hard.
How many acreage out here?
We farm about 4,500, 5,000 acres split up between row crops and pasture.
And you told me that at one point you used to actually sell produce to the community, but you haven't been doing that in a while?
No, a couple of years ago we got out of it. We've thought about getting into it. There's a lot of demand for locally grown produce now. It just got to be an issue at that time in our operation with labor and weather and everything else. We stepped back from that a little bit more to concentrate on our other crops, but that's something we're looking into getting back into.
I'm really impressed with your hog operation. I mean, you're into this big time.
Yeah, we grow contract hogs for a meat packer, and it all works together. We use fertilizer fertilizer from the hogs on our pastures, and we rotate our cattle in our row crop fields and try to do everything as sustainably and responsibly as we can.
And then, of course, you serve on some big-time boards. At one point, I called you, and you were in Atlanta at the peanut board meeting.
I'm currently, this year, I'm the member for the state of South Carolina on the National Peanut Board. The National Peanut Board does research and promotion to promote peanuts. National Peanut Board, one of the things I'm most proud of with them is we've funded a lot of research recently for the prevention of peanut allergies.
And are there other boards that you serve on?
I'm on the state director for Marion County on the farm, South Carolina Farm Bureau board, and a couple other things.
Well, finally, 3 daughters. Are they interested in farming? Will this be an 8th generation farm?
I hope we will. I've got my 3 daughters, and my brother has his son, and my brother's son Gene, he's already working on the farm. He helps his father with the tobacco, he helps cut hay. The girls help me with the cows and other things that we do. My brother's wife works on the farm and helps him. My wife works at the farm, USDA Farm Service Agency. And my mother, she cooks for us every day, so it's a family affair, and I hope that my daughters and my nephew they'll do this one day.
Should be called Baxley Family Farms.
Yes, right.
How wonderful. Baxley Farms here in Marion. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful year.
Thank you.
Up next, Georgetown County Board of Disabilities and Special Needs and Fun Warehouse of Myrtle Beach. Mama loves magnolias, and you will too. It's where the Anderson Family Farm comes to the table. There's an all-you-can-eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, Saturday and Sunday brunch buffet, salad bar, homemade desserts, all served by our staff. Mama's right. You can't cook it this cheap. And that ice cream machine guaranteed to produce smiles. Banquet space available too. Magnolias for good old Southern comfort food and hospitality at its finest. 26th Avenue North and Ocean Boulevard in Myrtle Beach. We're at the beautiful Equestrian Center in Georgetown County. I want you to meet Elizabeth Krauss. This is a neat place, but it's not all about the ranch. There's a lot more to this. 2 nonprofits working together.
Exactly. The Georgetown County Board of Disabilities and Hugs for Horses Therapeutic Riding.
Let's talk about the board first, Special Needs and Disabilities, because you're the executive director. When you're not at this ranch teaming up with Hugs for Horses, what do you do?
Well, we run 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's programs for people with disabilities, as well as day services, employment services in Georgetown County. And we serve over 200 people on a daily basis through either providing support in their home to allow them to maintain and be at home. But sometimes if a parent has gone, then they may need more support. So we're there to step in and help them at least continue to live in the community.
I know you recruit a lot of employers in the community to hire those with special needs.
Yes, we do have some great employers in Georgetown County who support employing people with disabilities. We would love to have more, but we certainly are exceptionally proud of many of the industries and restaurants and hospitality industry that supports and employs people that we serve.
So here we are at this great equestrian center, and I know that Hugs for Horses is just an awesome organization.
It is. It is one of our programs that we help support, and they have many volunteers and work tirelessly to serve kids and adults with disabilities. We have classes all during the week. We have school district children that come and ride who have special needs. It's a great program, and it's one that we help support and raise money for through Palmetto Giving Day, through grant writing, through volunteer support.
And speaking of volunteers, you've got a lot of volunteers who come out here and help the kids and the adults with the horses.
Yes, anybody who wants to volunteer can do so. It's an easy process. Just if you want to get some exercise, come out and sidewalk with the horses and be a part of the program. We could always use a volunteer who just wants to help a kid in need.
Now, I saw some people driving up and asking for a dozen eggs. What's that all about?
Yes, we have eggs, happy eggs. Rana's happy eggs are for sale to raise money for Hugs for Horses. $5 for fresh eggs.
And I guess they're the freshest eggs in town, too.
Yes, they are. They were picked today, as a matter of fact.
How about that? So who's riding in the field for us right now?
Thomas and Alex are over there.
And do people come out on a regular basis? For instance, do they come once a week or twice a week? How does that work?
It depends. There are classes of larger classes. There's sometimes one person individually who needs more support. There are groups of 3, groups of 5, kids that come from the pre-K program who come, about 8 kids come in that program. It's all different.
I've always heard that horses know what sort of issue a person has. They understand the disability. You see a relationship that is pretty unbelievable, I understand.
Well, it's true, and I think one of the teachers from the pre-K program has really given testament to that. He says his children learn better after being on the horse, and the horse is a calming effect for those children. That is the testimony that he gave, and he says he witnesses it every time.
So Hugs for Horses has been around for 35 years?
It sure has.
And I guess that takes a lot of volunteers to come out here.
It does, and the participants who are in the program don't have to pay, but we do need donations to support and allow people to come out here. We rely on donors and volunteers.
So I hope that civic clubs in the community will maybe raise some money and come out and support you.
Oh, we would love that. Absolutely, even if they just came and sidewalked and helped out as a volunteer.
Finally, brag on Miss Rana.
Miss Rana, she is the brainchild behind this program, Hugs for Horses and Therapeutic Riding. And she's over in the field right now with a young man riding a horse.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Miss Rana, we thank you for all you're doing for the community. It's Hugs for Horses and Georgetown County Board of Special Needs, Disabilities and Special Needs.
Yeah.
It's a mouthful, friends, but you'll want to get involved and come on out to the farm here, the Equestrian Center, off of 701 and then 51 in Georgetown. Do we have it right?
You exactly have it right.
Thanks, Elizabeth, so much. So I was looking for fun in this new year, and where would you go for fun? Well, of course, you would go to the Fun Warehouse. And that's Highway 544. That's where we are, leading into Surfside. And this is Jason Mintzler. And Jason, tell me a little bit about this place. It's huge.
It sure is. It's the largest family fun center in South Carolina under one roof. We've got a little bit of everything for anybody at any age.
56,000 square feet. That really is big. And you mentioned people from all over the state are coming here.
Absolutely, all over the country. We get them all over, that's for sure.
And it isn't just about people who are coming here on vacation. I understand there are a lot of people who come here just because they want to experience the fun. They come to Fun Warehouse.
Oh, absolutely. We've got a lot of support from our locals and get a lot of regular crowd in here.
What are some of the fun things people do here?
We've got lots of different activities that we offer. We've got an arcade is what you're first going to see when you walk through our doors, and it's quickly going to note our large skate floor. We have indoor-outdoor electric go-kart track. We also have inflatables for the little ones and a 2-story laser tag arena.
So we know what the kids would do here, but when you've got adults who want to come here for a party, what do they do, Jason?
They do a little bit of everything too. They get to roller skate and remember what it was like to be a kid again, trying that. The go-karts, of course, are a popular thing, and the laser tag is something that they can do as well.
What about this new reality business? I don't really understand it, but I know that there's a lot of reality games too now.
There are, yep. Virtual reality is one of the attractions that we have as well.
Is that where people wear the mask and bump into each other?
That's it. That is it. Yep. Hopefully not too much bumping, but they definitely, yep, they put the masks on, and it is a unique experience. That is for sure.
Let's talk about your STEM program, because even though there's lots of fun at the Fun Warehouse, the truth is that there's a lot of education to be had here, and a lot of people are going, what?
That's right. One of our strong programs that we offer here is our STEM program. We've been doing it for several years, and it's gotten a lot of popularity in the area. It's where we get out to the schools and invite them to come to us. We teach a lesson. We have a certified teacher on staff that teaches the children a lesson about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, and they get to learn that these things are everywhere, even in roller skating, even in laser tag, and different things that we can show them a lesson, and then the kids get to play and have lunch, and it's just a way of getting out in the community and doing something different that no one else is doing.
And I was surprised to hear that you're getting school groups from Columbia and Charleston, from all over the place are coming here for this sort of education.
Yep, they come from North Carolina and all over. It has become very popular.
Well, you can't help but notice the multi-level go-kart track outside. Tell me about that.
Yes, that's one of our most popular attractions, and we just updated our fleet of karts, and these things are neat. They are electric, so that means instant power. They're not gas, they're not loud, they're not stinky. We run them indoor or outdoor. One of the biggest questions are, it's raining. Do you have the go-karts today? Yep, we always have the go-karts running, rain or shine.
Now, I heard from some of the kids, you actually have good food.
We do. A lot of people think that we only have popcorn and pizza, but we do everything from chicken tenders to Philly cheesesteaks to quesadillas. We have a pretty extensive menu for now.
But what we're really excited about for this year is the bowling.
That's right. We all are. By the end of this year, we plan on having, expanding our building 15,000 more feet, and going to be having some upscale bowling, 12 lanes. And with that, we will also be upgrading our cafe and our food item, our menus, and we're going to have a lot more options.
Wow, so people will be able to just come here for dinner and watch the activities if they don't want to participate.
Absolutely. We're going to have so much to offer for everybody in the family. We'll have enough to spend the entire day.
But regardless of your age, you can still come here and have a birthday party.
Oh my goodness, yes. That is one of the things we are known for. We put on a great show, whether you are coming for your first birthday party or your 81st birthday party, and we've had them all.
Isn't that great? So if you're looking for fun in this new year, Fun Warehouse is the place. Give them a call. You bet, my friend. I want to come go skating. Papa's Grill and Convenience and author Dino Thompson. That's all coming up right after this break.
From Myrtle's Inlet to Marion, from the golf courses to the area's gorgeous beaches, HTC is here to connect you with the largest fiber optic network in the area. We are here to help our communities, here to help you benefit as a member of our local cooperative, and here to empower the moments that are important in your life. We're HTC, and we're here to connect you to your world.
Welcome to Papa's Grill and Convenience. We're on Highway 905 in Conway with Renee Hucks. How long have y'all had Papa's?
We've been here for 6 years.
And it's you and your husband and a wonderful staff?
It is.
How's staffing going for you? Because so many restaurants tell us staffing is tough.
Staffing has been tough, but now we've got a good crew. They're working out really good.
I heard you're packed almost every single day at lunch. Is that your busiest time, even though you're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yes. Usually lunch is our busiest time.
You have all sorts of specials, and when I walked in, there were a ton of people in here eating turkey and dressing. Is that a staple in the winter?
Yes, turkey and dressing is one of the favorites. Yes.
What are some of the other things that you do during the week?
We have meatloaf on Mondays. We also do chicken bog, of course, and ham and rice has become a favorite. And we have daily specials. We only do turkey and dressing every other week. And we have lasagna.
I was in here for dinner one night and had your shrimp.
We also offer seafood and steaks every day. That's mainly, we sell a lot of that on Friday nights.
Well, that kind of makes sense, doesn't
yeah.
it? Now, people have told me that breakfast is their favorite too. Someone told me that their very favorite item here is breakfast in a cup. Now, I've never seen that on anyone's menu except yours. What is it?
Breakfast in a cup is something you can take on the go. I think that's the reason they like it. You get your grits, egg, however you want it, whatever meat, cheese if you want it, and sometimes tomatoes. And you can eat it on the go.
And so when people walk out the door, is it in a paper cup or a paper bowl?
It's in a styrofoam cup, not like you drink it, just a 16-ounce styrofoam cup, and it's their breakfast in a cup on the go.
With a fork or a spoon?
With a fork or a spoon.
And you're ready to go.
Yep.
How does a restaurant this small, though, Renee, serve? You've got 15 sandwiches, in addition, hamburgers and wraps and salads, steaks, seafood. Your small restaurant serves things that the big restaurants do.
It's a lot of hard work. I got a good staff, so they all help out. But yeah, sometimes it gets tough.
Lots of kids' items.
Oh yes, yes.
And ice cream. Let's talk about Bluebell.
Yes, and the kids love the ice cream. Some of the parents don't like it when they get it, but yes, the ice cream is popular also.
I hear that it's one of the favorite restaurants of our HTC employees, that they pretty much come in here and enjoy food with you.
They definitely enjoy the turkey and dressing day and the desserts. We have homemade desserts, and yes, they'll usually, if they're in the area during lunch, you'll see a lot of HTC.
Fill me in on the desserts.
We have homemade desserts. We have orange pineapple cake, strawberry, blueberry, homemade banana pudding, nut cake, blueberry dump cake is a favorite. We do chocolate layer cake, but that's only on Fridays. So the 16-layer chocolate cake is very popular.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yes.
And there are people that come and order that to go.
Yes.
And speaking of that, people can come in and order in-house and sit down and enjoy the restaurant, but there's a lot of people who prefer to just take the goods home.
Yes, we have a lot of to-go orders also.
What's it been like to work with your husband all these years, since I work with mine?
Well, it can be tough, but it's been good. We work together, and that's how we've made it. It's been good.
Now, he walked in a little while ago with an adorable grandson in his arms, but when I walked in, you had a beautiful granddaughter in your arms.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Cambry is, I bet you just adore her.
I do, and I keep both of them, Drake and Cambry, each day.
So what is that like? You've kind of semi-retired and let the staff do the cooking?
Yeah, I'm semi-retired. I help more in the evenings with the desserts and stuff like that here.
Well, finally, tell us what your hours are.
We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 o'clock, and then on Saturdays we're here from 6 to 3.
I hope people will stop in and visit you, and it's 905. It's Papa's Grill and Convenience, Renee and Dean Hucks. Best wishes for a great year.
Thank you.
Well, I've got some advice for you for the new year. You want to stay healthy? Laugh. And if you want to laugh, you need to get this book. This is called Cluster Forks. It's all about life in the restaurant business. And most of you know my friend Dino Thompson, who owned Dino's House of Pancakes, Flamingo Grill, still with his partner Dino Drosas, and used to have Cagney's. And needless to say, grew up in the restaurant business at the Cozy Corner.
I've been at it a while, all my life. We grew up, my dad had 9 restaurants. He went out of business 9 times, and we would take the same tables and chairs out of the restaurant, lease another location, and change the name, change the menu, and we were back in business a month later. But, you know, since I grew up in the restaurant business, most of these stories are based on Dino's House of Pancakes, Flamingo Grill and Cagney's, and a few from my childhood. But things would happen at the restaurant, crazy story. I'd write something on a cocktail napkin, I'd come home, I'd write a few pages. So I wrote for 5-6 years, and I ended up with kind of the world's largest book.
Yes.
650 pages.
This is 3 times as heavy as our HTC phone book. I'm telling you.
It.
And it's pretty much the same size as your first book, Greek Boy Growing Up Southern, which of course sold out thousands and thousands of copies. People loved that because it was all about Myrtle Beach in the early days, but this very much is too, because you talk about so many restaurants that your dad had and restaurants that you experienced growing up. And the stories are hilarious, a little disrespectful at times, but that's your personality. You're great at disrespectful.
Sometimes you got to tell it like it is, you know.
But what's interesting, Dino, the way you write is so unique. Every word is so funny, and every story is hilarious.
Thanks.
And yet, as disrespectful as some of the stories are, you have been one of the most respectful employers in town, and that's obvious by your last 2 chapters that I read here, and how none of your employees left. When you had to announce that Cagney's had to close, every one of them stayed with you till the very last day because they love you and the other Dino.
Well, one of the pleasures in my life has been working with thousands of wonderful young people, and some of them were young, and now I've got 4 people at Flamingo Grill that have been with me over 43 years.
Wow.
You know, they started when they were 15 or 16 at Cagney's. And when I closed Cagney's, I took them there. So we've all gotten old together. But that's a pleasure to me. I've watched them have families, buy their first car, their first house, their first child, you know, and I've lived through all that. That's a pleasure. And I take pride in that. I take pride in them becoming good people.
One of the first few pages, it says, so you want to open a restaurant. I would say that sums it up. If you think you want to open a restaurant, you need to read this book first. And yet, I ask you, if you had to do it all over again, would you open a restaurant?
Yeah, I enjoy the creative part of putting a restaurant together, and I don't mind the trying to change things. You know, I'm not stuck on one thing, but most of all, if I have any secret to success, it's been the staff that I've been lucky enough to surround myself with. I mean, I've had some wonderful people, and I don't have any children, so I've raised 4,000 in the restaurant, and that's my family.
So since I told everyone the book will make you laugh, let's wrap this up with a story that'll make us laugh. What story would you like to share with us?
Well, I used to train all the front people on how to handle belligerent customers. I call them ignorants. And I taught my wife exactly step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Step 4, you come and get me. That's the end. And by that time, that means. So this man was extremely rude to Susan, said some really nasty things. Well, I went from calm to crazy quick. And I went out there and I grabbed the man by the tie, pulled it up in the crotch, and I told him he has to apologize, and he couldn't talk. And while I was telling him that, my wife was grabbing my pants, and when I turned around and said, "What?" she said, "That's not him." So that was a bad moment.
Yes, yes.
And he turned out to be a regular customer. And every time he'd come in, he would brag to the people, "That's the guy that threw me out. He grabbed me and beat me up and threw me out." And I'm thinking, you know.
You're lucky you didn't get sued.
Yeah, lucky I didn't get sued.
In the book, you will read stories about financing a restaurant, food costs, all those things, hiring employees, losing your lease. Oh my goodness, but the stories are hilarious. Laugh into the new year with Cluster Forks. Where can you get it? Well, you can stop at Flamingo Grill and get your copy. God bless you, Dino Thompson.
Right back at you.
As calm as you are in this interview, boy, you are hilarious in this book.
Thanks for coming.
From the Grand Strand to the farmland, from Main Street to the marshes, HTC is here to connect you to what matters most in your life. We're here to bring people together, here to play, and here to empower our communities with the largest fiber optic network in the area. Go with HTC. We are here to connect you to your world.
Well, as we close out, one more big welcome for Marion County. And next month, Marion County will fill us in on economic development. We'll also have some great news from the choral department at Waccamaw High School and something new for Horry County Habitat for Humanity. Plus, Andy's Snack Shack of Myrtle Beach will also be with us. So if you're enjoying Inside Out, be sure to tell one of your friends, or maybe 2 or 3 of them. Remember, they just might thank you. Happy New Year, y'all.
Inside Out is presented by HTC, here to connect. And Magnolia's at 26th for good old-fashioned Southern comfort food, where Mama eats.